Hi guys, this is Jackie Murray and I'm your guide in this 32 lessons in the technology curriculum for structured learning. This is kindergarten and we're on lesson 4 right now, software and web-based tools. Now this is to help students understand the difference between the types of programs that they use in school. Some are downloaded software, some they have to go to the internet and access a tool. And I've added a note to myself with the writing tool, fill and sign, and added a note, apps, what about apps and extensions? So that might be a topic to cover also in this same lesson. These are the types of programs students will run into. So they start to understand the difference. When they're home, they can make those relationships also. So you're going to have vocabulary, installed software, internet connection, password, and if you're going to add apps and extensions to this lesson, add those to the vocabulary too. What's the difference between those two? Where would students find these? Problem solving, we're still working on some typical ones. Hardware, and any of the hardware issues are good ones to add to this list, but these also, how do I open a program? How do I close a program? These are basic skills you want to keep reinforcing with students. You're not reteaching it every week. Students are expected to know these. Check with a neighbor, think how they did it in the past, whatever way helps them with this problem solving as kindergartners. In kindergarten, there's so many skills that are new. So yeah, this list is always robust. Not that many scaffolded. There will be when we're talking about mouse skills or some other things, drawing skills. So you'll start seeing those scaffolded, but you're going to always get a long list of new skills for kindergartners. Okay, the essential question really is, what's the difference between software and an online tech tool, or between programs that they use? This is what we're trying to identify, is how do they know where the program came from, how to access it, what's the difference between those? And the big idea is computers require programs to complete tasks. They don't just they aren't just opened up and start, like, in work there are those single purpose tablets that you open it up, it does one thing, but that's not the case with most of the digital devices students will use. If you have that sort of single purpose tablet, like a Kindle reader, that is different. Computers require programs to complete tasks. Well, that's not the case so much with a Kindle. It does require that, but it's only got one program that it does. So you're showing the difference between a different digital device that does multiple operations. These teacher preparation, you're going to start seeing they're pretty similar lesson to lesson. Every once in a while we'll have a new one, but in this case it's just really making sure you're prepared for the class. It's going to take the 45 minutes. You should be fine with that. There's really no warm-up. So review the parts of the computer. This is an ongoing challenge. You want students to come out of kindergarten very comfortable with all the parts of a computer. You don't want them calling the computer as the CPU. That's not the computer. If you take that CPU without everything connected to it, it's just not going to work very well. So you want them to get used to naming all the parts. And then you're going to discuss computer operations. Have a discussion about this with them. Programs, online tools, software, apps, and extensions, if you want to throw those in. And then discuss software that you probably have. You probably have some software that you're using, Google Earth or KidPix or something else that you use in class that is installed software. And open that up and show them the difference between how you found it on the computer and how it opens up. Here's a little cheat sheet for you with the differences between software and online tools, and not differences, but the characteristics. So when you open up that software, you can kind of go through these items with them to discuss these types of things with software, these types of things with an online tool. there are significant differences, and you want to start with the ones that make this software, make this an online tool. Software you can use anywhere. You don't have to hope the internet works. Online tool, you pretty much have to use online, although, you know, there are ways around that. So discuss those differences and open a variety of tools, that some that they've already used in kindergarten, some that you will be using, and always tie into other things that they'll be using in the future. Don't just open up a piece of software or online tool that they'll never use, because you want them to start seeing connections. And then they have this table in their book here, but and we are down there. They have this tool. Now, if they can't read really, they probably won't be able to read this, but their parent or adult helpers will be able to help them with this. So you can go through the difference of software pros, software cons, or online tool pros, online tool cons, that sort of thing. So they start thinking in the idea of comparing, contrasting, evaluating. Well, if I want to do this, I'll pick this. So they're starting to think in those terms of decision-making, critical thinking. And then there's a exit ticket. Have them work with a neighbor, open a program, a software program or an online tool, and then explain to their neighbor how they know it is that. How do they know that that tool they just opened is an online tool rather than a software program? And have them have that discussion. And try to cover all of the characteristics, all of the pros and cons, so they get used to thinking about those. And if you get finished early, have some things on the internet start page for them to do. I think we don't have anything else. We have some good examples here for them to see of online tools. So if you're not opening one up, they can look at these and see, this is an online tool. This is, I think actually they're all online. Actually this, I think, oh, that's an online tool too, because it's junior. So these are pretty much all online tools, but they're going to be all ones that they use for storytelling. They're going to use KidPix. We could throw in a picture of that, TuxPaint, Scratch, not Scratch Junior. There are other drawing tools that they will be using that would be software. Okay, so if they get done early, here's some links they can do. If you don't want to go to the website, the internet start page, they have these links that they can go to practice their mouse skills. And that's really it. Okay, guys, be sure to ask me questions on the wiki discussion board. If you have any, I'm happy to help you with whatever comes up. Have a great week. Bye.